Welcome to Step by Step. I'm your host, Heather Odom. Step by Step is a show which features people, their careers, and the steps that they've taken to achieve success. Joining me today is a very versatile and extremely talented up-and-coming film director who is currently in production of his film called The Operation. Also pursuing his second degree at City College in film and video, he is a very busy man, but he found time to stop by. His name is Orlando McAllister. Thank you, Orlando, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me here today, Heather.
It's a pleasure. What is your first degree in?
My first degree is an undergraduate engineering degree in computer science. I did major in electrical engineering at Howard University and switched to computer science. And I also have a master's in computer science. Right now, I'm in pursuit of a second degree in communication, film, and video.
Why did you choose to pursue a second degree?
Because back in about 5 years ago, I was videotaping lectures that the architecture department was given, and I gained a love for camera, you know, how to compose shots and things of that sort. It's very creative.
What experience have you had in film other than what you've done for class assignments or things of that nature?
I don't have much experience on the outside. I'm basically into television broadcasting, you know, here at Same Television. I helped several Pickers students, that's a senior thesis project here in the communication, film, and video department, and I assisted other students in their projects, like Larry Woods, he did his several years ago, Austin Phillips, he did his, and just recently I helped Julio Valdez in his film, El Debutante, which is going to be showing here in Erin Davis, May 15th. And I was the boom operator and assistant director for that.
So you're working, you're doing things in film and video to get experience.
I try my best, yes.
So what have you found to be the most challenging aspect of making a film?
To me, the most challenging aspects of it is being able to coordinate people together, people resources. When you're a director, people come to you for all types of problems. I mean, I try to get the technical aspect of the field, you know, under my cap. And people have different needs, so you have to come through for them.
Well, tell me about The Operation.
Well, The Operation is a medical drama. I'm not looking to distribute it in the movie houses. Basically, I want to do it for television. It's a 1.5 hour drama, and it's going to have like sequels to it. And it's coming along fairly well. It has to do with a little girl, 6 years old. Her name is Daphne Love, and she's suffering from a rare disease, a kidney disease, which is called Wilms tumor. I did the research on the disease through medical books, and I was able to develop the idea mentally. So it's really coming through my imagination. And I developed that script when I took a screenwriting course in the film department, and my instructor at that time was China Clark. And basically I was forced to really develop that because she taught us the different aspects of you know, screenwriting, and how it's done.
So how did you choose the actors and the actresses, since you had to do most of that on your own?
I didn't do a call for a casting. I did it through friends. And Larry Woods, his little cousin, her name is Shaquana. She's playing Daphne, as I mentioned before. And he introduced me to her. And right away I just fell in love with her, and I knew that she was going to be, you know, the child for that part. And Diamond Red, his name is Fred Geiger, and he's a performer. He's going to be down at the Victoria 5 performing on Mondays. And he's a singer, and he's playing one of my nemesis doctors. His name is Dr. Green. My main doctor, who is a protagonist in the film, his name is Mike Andrews, and his character name is Albert Smith, Dr. Albert Smith. He's a pediatric surgeon. And I discovered him here at City College in the BFA program. He's a theater major, acting major. And there's also Dr. Irvin Blake, whose real name is Dennis Jones, City College graduate. And he's also like an opera singer as well. And I got him through recommendation from other students. And then there's also Serena Sambula, who just recently did an independent film called Dinner Party. And she's playing the role of Daphne's mother. Her name is, her acting name is Doris Love. And the grandmother is Beatrice Washington. Her real name is Veronica King. She's in her early 60s, and she's also a City College graduate. She got her degree just last year. And also, last but not least, is your sister, Hope, Hope Pruitt, and she's playing one of the nurses' part. And she is just a natural. It runs in your family, doesn't it?
Well, I'm glad you think so. Why did you choose a medical drama as opposed to pursuing something that deals with, you know, what most young directors and filmmakers are doing today, deals with the streets or hip-hop or something like that?
I chose that because of the negative images and stereotypes that blacks and Latino experience in television and the motion picture industry. People that I run across are educators. The media tends to portray and overdo the gangster, the drug dealing type of mentality. So I said, let me go in there and write a script that is beneficial to minorities. I don't really want to use that word, but for lack of a better term at the moment, I'll just use that. And basically it's just the negative stereotypes. I want to portray black people and Latinos as professionals. And I selected medicine because medicine is something that when a child watches the show, they're going to empathize with the little girl, Daphne, and what she's going through. And they're also going to be learning what the doctors are doing with their skills to save her.
Well, how long did it take you to write the film?
It took about 2 years, 3 years. Sometimes it takes time. You know, you put it away, you bring it back. I was forced to develop it by taking the course. And at times you get what they call writer's block, when nothing seems to work. So you have to tune into, I would call it cosmic forces, to come into your being to let that creative flow just come out. And it usually comes when you're least expect it. Yes. Sometimes you have to force yourself, though. Like studying, you have to force yourself also.
What was the most difficult aspect of the writing? Because putting it together can take a long time, as you said, 2 to 3 years. So what was the most difficult aspect?
The difficult aspect to me was in the dialogue, how to maintain the naturalness of how people speak. We tend, when you write novels, at times it could become very verbose and you say too much. But when you're dealing with television, the visuals say a lot. So you try to minimize and economize on your words and your sentences. So you get a lot of one-liner, two-line sentences just to get the idea through. So one of the hardest things was the dialogue. Yes, the dialogue. And the development of it, because you have to deal with plots and subplots. Here in this story you have Doris. She's experiencing problems with her fiancé. His name is Jamal Hicks, and that role is being played by a rap artist and a student here at City College by the name of Moose, and he's giving her a hard way to go. It turns, I'm not going to say what he is in the final analysis because I'll be giving it away, but it's just the plot structure and plot development. Yes.
Okay, well, I think we'll take this time to break and show some of your work.
All right.
Okay, we'll show some of your work, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Thank you, Heather.
Stay with us.
Quickly, nurse. 1 milligram of VP.
It's a reverse angle shot. It's a reverse angle shot too. Makes sense.
Nothing. Bring the defibrillator. Clear.
Them that stop shall get.
Don't do me any favors.
Come on, just lighten up.
Don't even try.
Yo, what's come over you lately?
Men are so immature and uncaring.
What men got to do with this? We're talking about us.
You keep bragging about getting a job and all. You haven't made a move yet.
I'm waiting for the right time.
I've heard that before. That beeper seems to be going off every half hour. What are you into?
That ain't none of your business.
What? That ain't none of my business. Oh, you know, you got some nerve having it made at home with your parents while I take care of my kid, pay the bills, and go to school.
What you think, I live for free? I do things around the house too. My parents, they're not giving something for nothing.
I just know your parents ain't dressing you.
That's damn good.
You keep living fast, and you're gonna end up just like my brother Billy.
Hold on, wait. Bill, check this out. I ain't into what your brother Billy was into.
I'm still paying for Daphne's treatment with pneumonia. If it wasn't for Mama's retirement checks, I'd be in deep trouble.
Everything is going to be
All right. Huh.
Look, I'll take care of that. You'll see. We'll make it. I'll get a job soon. And then we can get married and raise a family.
You see me struggling with my child, and all you could think of is getting married and having children?
What's up with that? Isn't that one of the reasons we got engaged?
What are we gonna live off of? Sex, wine, and play? Get real. I've got a daughter to raise, and you got a job to get.
Yeah, I know that.
If you're not committed to me or my daughter, I don't need you. You haven't done anything for her. You haven't even bought her a pair of shoes.
But you know I love you both.
I don't know anything. I'm having mixed feelings about your attitude towards her, since she's not your child.
What? I treat Daphne like she's my own flesh and blood. I'll provide for both of you. You'll see.
Right.
Just scratch it, huh?
See? There you go again, like that old cliche says. Backing out when the going gets tough.
Wait.
Is he resting too?
Yes, darling. Your Uncle Billy got into some bad company, but all will be forgiven when the light of God shines on the earth and forgive us all our sins. Oh, what's wrong, darling?
I'm not feeling so good.
Oh, let me feel your head. Oh, darling, sit right here while Grandma gets you some tea and soup. Oh.
I'm not feeling so good. Ouch, it hurts.
No, not at all, actually.
Mommy, ouch.
Oh my God, Daphne.
Ouch, it hurts. Mommy,
Go ahead.
It hurts right here.
Where, honey? Let mommy feel it.
Ouch, that hurts. I want to be with Uncle Billy.
Uncle Billy's dead, honey.
No, he's not. He's with Jesus, and I want to be with him.
We'll all be with him when the time comes. Right now, I want you to relax for mommy, okay? Mom, I'm calling emergency. Get an ambulance over here quickly. I'm not taking any chances.
Okay.
Jamal, get ready to ride to the hospital.
How you doing today, Nurse Velasquez?
I'm all right.
How about having dinner with me tonight?
I already have a date.
Well, then how about a rain check at my pad?
I don't think so. When are you giving that?
Who could give up on a fine Cuban woman like you?
Flutter will get you nowhere.
By the way, your perfume is a knockout. Whose chart you got there?
A new patient. These are going to Dr. Smith.
Oh? Let me see him.
You know better than that. Hospital regulation states that no one except the doctor assigned can see them.
Oh, come on, girl. What, you think I'm a new intern or something? Come on, let me see the charts. Who's gonna know?
Just a peek. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Did you guys see the beautiful girl they just brought in? She's so adorable.
Yes, she's so precious.
You know, you have a bad habit of staring.
You are so irresistible.
Please, don't flatter me, okay? What's up with that creep doctor?
You're asking the wrong person, girl.
You know, you better watch it with him. He's bad news.
Yeah, he's one of those doctors who'll do anything to impress.
And he's certainly giving Dr. Smith a hard way to go. Me? I would not give him the time of day.
He just isn't worth it.
And you know, he's so strange.
Every woman he sees, he wants to get into their pants.
Well, he's certainly not going to get into these pants.
These are the biopsy results. There are a few cancerous cells visible. If they continue to multiply, they'll produce Wilms' tumor.
Was Wilms' tumor a rare disease among children?
Yes, it is. But we need to operate immediately.
Well, what happens if we don't?
Well, if treated early, it can lead to a successful outcome. If not, the cells can infiltrate other organs, causing death.
Well, how should we proceed? I mean, what should we do?
Well, we'll use the standard procedure for incision and treatment. I have confidence in you, Al. I'll leave the operation in your hands.
Yes, but how can we be sure?
Use your best judgment. Read up thoroughly on the condition. Perform the operation in the morning and give the patient 12 hours to rest. Nolan, when this is over, I want to have a long talk with you.
Yes, sir.
You could have killed that young girl in there. Are you aware of that?
I did the best I could.
No, you didn't. You would have made the wrong decision. And to add insult to injury, you misled Dr. Smith.
No, I didn't.
You calling me a liar? I wasn't hallucinating in there.
But, sir,
But nothing. Look, I'm fed up with your lackadaisical attitude and unprofessional behavior.
What?
I'm having you reassigned. Report to the hospital administrator immediately.
Why, Dr. Irvin? I don't know.
I'm having you transferred to internship duties. Now get out of here and meet me downstairs.
Yes, sir.
What are you looking at for?
So how's that?
I don't know. I'm here just like you, waiting for results.
I gotta be out. I gotta go downtown.
That's just like you, dissing us at a time like this.
I'm not dissing you. I just have things to do.
You got some nerve. Why don't you get rid of that beeper?
I have a schedule to keep, and my beeper ain't going nowhere.
You better keep your butt right there in case we need you.
I can't stay here. I'm leaving.
When you're ready to be a man, you know where you can find us, you punk.
Welcome back to Step by Step. What you've just been watching is some scenes from Orlando McAllister's movie called The Operation. Tell me about what we just saw.
Well, you saw several scenes, and it's a work in progress. I still have to fine-tune the edit. You saw a scene, the opening scene is a flashback sequence where my protagonist, Dr. Albert Smith, loses a patient, a 4-year-old girl. Her disease was similar to Daphne Love's, which is Wilm's tumor, but it was too far chronic, and you saw what happened. The other scenes is Dr. Green, and he gets reprimanded by the senior staff physician for actually, making a wrong decision on the operating table. He should have been just an observer. And the other ones are self-evident. I'm not going to get into it right now because it's still a work in progress.
Okay. Well, whose work do you admire the most and why?
I think Spike, Spike is good in his early days. I don't know where he's taken off to at the moment. I like Alfred Hitchcock.
Alfred Hitchcock?
I studied Hitchcock because nowadays, Hollywood, you get too much of this sensationalism. We just go up there and just get a Uzi and just blow away people. But Hitchcock was able to depict the inner workings of the mind and how we go through agonizing situations and conflict with other people who might be envious of you because you're beautiful or whatever. So it's basically a psychological warfare that we go through from day to day. Everyone doesn't experience or see someone getting stabbed or getting shot every day. So that's what Hitchcock primarily dealt with. And there's always the anticipation of something happened violently, physically. Sometimes he takes you through that, and sometimes he holds back and lets the mental, he plays with your mental psyche.
Well, what do you think about John Singleton's work?
He's great. I can tell that he's done a lot of camera work. He's good with shot composition, and cinematography is very, very excellent. And he calls the shot. He's a down-to-earth brother, very down-to-earth. There's another young and aspiring filmmaker I like Austin Phillips. He's a City College graduate as well.
Okay.
And Austin really knows how to delegate, and that's what directorship is all about, how to delegate to others.
What advice would you give to young, aspiring filmmakers like yourself?
Well, the industry is growing. Television is here to stay, and I would just advise them to, you have to persevere in the field, never give up hope, and if someone has a criticism to give you, just take it in heart and work around it and try to perfect your craft in what you do. Don't think that you're going to do it all alone, because that's impossible. When you see a motion picture scroll at the end, you see many, many names. So if you think you're going to be the one, the unique one, you got a lot of surprises coming to you.
Now, you also play an instrument.
Yes.
I see you have it. You brought it on the show with you.
I don't go anywhere without my flute. That soothes the savage beast. And the way the world is going, we're going very negative. So.
Now, when did you start playing the flute?
I started that around 15 years ago at the Brooklyn Conservatory of Music, and I also studied at the New Muse with Sonny Not Sonny Rollins. I know Sonny Rollins, but it was with Roland Alexander. I also played tenor and soprano sax as well. And I played with bands in the past. I played jazz, salsa, charanga music, and a little classical. I like to improvise.
Like to improvise. So have you done anything? Have you made any recordings or anything like that?
Right now I'm working on one. It's called City Trills. It's being played by one of the disc jockeys here at City College, WHCR Radio. Her name is Roxanne.
Okay.
Great announcer. And she's been playing my tunes in the morning, as well as her master. So if you want to tune into the tune, you can hear it on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings between the hours of 6, I believe it's 6 and 10, early in the morning. And it's called City Trills.
So City Trills.
It's a Latin fusion type of music. I was born in Panama, so I got that salsa flavor.
Now, did you make this recording in between writing your script, your screenplay for your film? Or?
My screenplay was actually developed and finished, and then I took this on as another project. I co-arranged it with a very good friend of mine. His name is John Savino, and he has a studio in Brooklyn. And I played lead flute.
Lead flute.
Yeah, so we're going to hear it at the end of the show.
Oh yes, yes, that's another thing. We plan on playing his music at the end of the show. So if you're interested in getting a copy, is it available to be bought or purchased?
Well, being that I come from computer science, it's like a public domain type of thing. I haven't even gone with a record label.
I'm sure you could make copies if you want.
Yeah, no, well, I have total rights to it, and no one can take that away from me.
Okay.
And I try to be a humanitarian. So it's out there in the public domain. If there's any executives out there that want to take me on and you like my style, I'm here.
Well, that's definitely good because I've heard it and it's very good.
Thank you.
So what's next with the operation?
Well, I want to thank...
Without telling all, what's next?
First of all, I want to thank the staff, Dr. Leonard Lewis here in the nursing department, and Dean Donna Morgan for their help in allowing me to use the clinical lab here at City College. It's just unfortunate that they're thinking about retrenchment and closing down the nursing school.
Right.
And it's very sad what Pataki and Giuliani are doing with education. And they're going to get theirs, granted, because the Creator does not tolerate foolishness. But anyway, what's next will be the development of it. I have other scenes to shoot. Daphne's going to get operated on, and then I'm going to leave it as a surprise to see what happens to her at the end.
How long do you think it'll take you to complete this project?
It'll take me another month.
Another month?
Yeah, it takes time when you're dealing with a zero budget.
Right, right.
Yes.
So what are you doing for fundraising? Because fundraising is definitely involved in film projects.
Well, my executive producers, Lenny Matthews and Dr. Marguerite Koch, who teaches at New Rochelle College, they help me out with food for the crew, you know, and the actors. And I haven't really raised that much, you know, but perseverance, I'm going to do with what I got.
That's right. You have to.
That's right.
I mean, I'm sure Spike Lee didn't start out with that much, but School Days was big, so it came off good.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you for joining me today, Orlando. It was a pleasure having you, and thank you for the footage of your film.
All right.
And that's just the beginning, so I can't wait to see the rest. You can come back on the show and we can see the complete production.
Thank you, Heather.
Of the operation.
It'll be about that time, 28 minutes. 28 minutes.
28 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me at Step by Step. I'm your host, Heather Odom.